What is up, everybody? It's Noah. Welcome back to the Ramblin Rebels podcast. This is episode 8, and we have Coach Brandi here. How you doing, Coach Brandi?
We are doing good. We're getting ready to go fight for a state championship.
Fight for a state championship.
Yep.
So elaborate more on that. How does it feel? This is your first time going to state tournaments. What's different about the team and like the girls that made them be able to go to this stage?
Well, this actually isn't my first time going. It's our first time going in quite a few years. We went to the quarterfinals my first year, which was in 2017. And so we haven't been here since then. We were a heavy loaded team in seniors that year. So the next few years were a rebuilding year. And it's kind of the same story as this year. You know, we're very heavy in seniors and juniors that we depend on this year. You know, just a lot of hard work and trusting the process over the years, and found a way to get there this year. It's exciting.
Who would you say is like one of the biggest roles on the team, like that help bring y'all to this place?
See, volleyball is really hard because no one person can.
It's a team.
Right. No one person can excel without somebody else. You know, you got to have the pass, you got to have the set, you got to have the hit, or it could be as simple as you got to serve the ball in the court. You know, which can be a struggle at times. But you know, who do we rely on the most right now in this season would be our upperclassmen. You know, you got Cameron Loving, Miracle Rayvon, our libero, Anna Mastretta. She's had a fantastic year, big growth in her just from last year to this year. I've seen huge growth for her. And then someone that's young that we really have depended on this year, we changed our offense up a little bit. We switched over to a one-setter system, and we depend on sophomore Chloe St. Pierre to do that for us. And she's done a fantastic job all year. We're running her all over the court, and she still finds a way to let us still be able to run an offense. Right.
So take us through a little bit of your career, because I know you played volleyball in college and high school. Where did you go to high school? Where did you go to college? And how was that?
I've been playing volleyball since I was in the 7th grade. I grew up in Magnolia, Arkansas. I met my husband there, who was a Riverside alumni. That's how I met him, and I fell in love with South Louisiana. So after we graduated high school, we had the opportunity to come back and be a part of his alma mater. And, you know, he played football in college. I played volleyball in college. We were both athlete mindset, you know. So we definitely wanted to continue that on. We weren't ready to quite let go of the game yet. But, you know, I had kids, and so I had to step away from the game for a little while. After I played in college, I coached a little bit in club ball. When I first moved down here, I started having babies, and I stepped away from it, and Coach Damien was coaching football here at the time. And then we kind of did a flip. He changed careers and went go work in the plant world, and I started coaching volleyball back at that time in 2017. So been around the game for a long time, seen it at every level. You know, in high school is certainly where it's at. It's a lot of fun.
Right. You said you have kids. Do they play sports? And like, what's their favorite sports?
I do have 3 kids. They are 13, 11. That's my girls. They're 13 and 11. And I have a son who is 8. So he is, you know, finally starting to play sports and not be drug around to all of his sister's games. So my oldest does volleyball, basketball, softball, and track. That's here at school. And plays volleyball pretty much year round. My middle daughter, she plays volleyball, softball, both of those year rounds. And my son, he's kind of, you know, just getting introduced to it, but so far he's played basketball. He just started playing football this year, and if you ask him, that is his favorite sport. And then, I'm missing one. Oh, baseball. So he
Baseball.
plays travel baseball. He just started that last year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his favorite would be football. And I think my girls, Bailey, my oldest one, she would flat out tell you volleyball. But Brennan, I think my middle one, she would probably tell you whatever sport she's playing at the time is her favorite.
That's just her favorite sport is the one she's playing.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Amen.
Yep.
All right, so we always talk about food,
Oh, God.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm a fan.
what is your favorite food at Riverside? And what is your favorite food just anywhere?
Oh, my favorite meal at Riverside is the
Yeah.
shrimp fettuccine.
The shrimp
I get
fettuccine.
excited-
High five.
I get excited for Wednesdays. Yeah.
High five. What is
High
is
five.
that? Isn't that what it is today?
I'm a little busy preparing for a state championship today, so I have not checked to see if it's shrimp fettuccine or what the Wednesday lunch
I think it is today. So,
Okay. Yeah. Favorite meal outside of Riverside?
like
See,
anything.
I am female, so I change my mind a lot. But what I seem to always go back to is hamburger, steak, mashed potatoes, and corn. Probably my favorite, just home cooked.
Home
meal.
cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you? Who was the
If-
person that led you to that? Like,
Oh, my mom. I grew up,
Your
you
mom?
know. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's like a childhood staple. And then luckily we get to eat that here too, and it's pretty good here too. However, if it's something on the pit, I love my dad's pork chop. If I could
Your
choose
dad's
any
pork
meal in the
chop?
world, if I had to choose the last meal, it
Pork
would be
chop.
my dad's
what about
thick,
the pork chop?
thick
is
grilled
good?
pork chop on the grill. Everything is so juicy.
It's so juicy.
So
It's-
juicy and delicious.
You got me hungry now. So, going back to like the volleyball thing, how do you feel about like the school spirit this year and like the fans in the stadium cheering for y'all? How do you feel
we
about
are
that?
certainly having a great time. You know, I feel like last year we kind of got a little bit excitement. But this year it's on a whole nother level. I mean, you got basically the whole football team comes to, you know, all of our big home games, and hopefully they'll be able to come. Most of them are able to come to our game tomorrow.
Yeah, I know I'm coming.
Yeah. Well, you better be coming. Big trouble if not. But no, you don't realize how big of a difference it makes. But if you come to a smaller game that we have and the gym is totally quiet, we certainly play different. We play a little bit flatter than when we have,
Right.
everybody there. And volleyball is a momentum game.
100%.
It can be going great in 1 minute, and then
I
one
agree.
bad thing can lead to another bad thing, and then it just tanks. So we really like having that big crowd, loud fan base. But it's not just here, it's football too. Football games
Yeah.
are fun, and I'm hoping to see that for all of our other programs, our boys and girls basketball programs, baseball and softball, like just all of them.
Yeah,
I
I
hope
totally
we can
agree.
continue doing that throughout the year for
I
all of our
agree.
all of our sports programs, or anything that we have here. It seems to be an excitement around, the band and, even the pep rallies. Everybody's loud for the cheerleaders this year. Everybody's loud for the dance team. It's just, it's feels different. It's fun.
It feels different than last year and the years before. I just feel like the pride of Riverside is coming back. It's just
Yeah.
like everybody's hopped on what Coach Pierce says, the Riverside,
the Riverside wagon. Everybody is all aboard the Riverside wagon.
Everybody is. So you're the school accountant here, correct?
Yes, sir, I am.
And it was a struggle to get you in here. How is your job as a school accountant? How is that?
I wear a lot of different hats around here. It's busy. I probably didn't anticipate it to be as busy as it is. Plus, we're growing. I mean, we've grown over 100 students over the last 2 years, so that just adds more, on top of my job. I do, all of the billing, all the money's in, all the money's out. I do all of the state reporting. There's just a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. So I could always be better, but time management skills are definitely a must, for my position here at school. Plus, being able to still coach volleyball and keep that part of my life going as well.
Right. So who do y'all play tomorrow?
We play Westminster Christian. They're the number 2 seed in our division,
What's
which is
their
Division
record?
5. Ooh, see, that's a tough question. I believe it's 28-7, somewhere in there, give or take a few.
How do you think y'all's volleyball team will perform? How's the practice been going? And
we played them earlier in our season. We played them at a tournament, and it certainly wasn't our best showing in that tournament. We've had some injuries and some things along the way that kind of altered our path. So we were looking for lineup, looking for the right mix of who should be playing where. And this was almost to the midway point of our season that we were still trying to figure that out. But once we figured it out, we started playing really, really well, started playing together, started rolling. So, I'm not sure what we can expect from them other than that they are a very good program. They've been very good for the last few years for sure since I've been around. But I don't think they're going to expect us to be as good as we are because we're a totally different team than when we first played them.
Right. So there, y'all have the fan bus going, right?
We do, yes. We were fortunate enough to get a time. All of that is logistics with the buses. You never know if we would have gotten an afternoon or early afternoon time, we would not have been able to, to have a bus. But we were fortunate. Most people don't like an early morning game, but what that means for us is that our fans get to come. We can kind of control it because we get the buses going, get them there, get them back. As long as we can get you there and back within the school day, we were able to make that happen. So we were somewhat excited for that 9 o'clock.
Somewhat excited
for that 9 o'clock game time tomorrow.
So, tell me about how the bracket works for the state tournament because I don't really understand how it works.
Okay, so once we play best out of 5.
Right.
So it's the same as regular weekday games. Yeah, the only time we play best out of 3 is for tournament style. Right. So that's where this is a little bit different. The top 8 in each division get to go to the Cajun Dome. So we made the quarterfinals. We're part of that top 8. So you only play 1 game per day. So if we win on Thursday, we play at 11:30 Friday. We win that. We play for the state championship Saturday morning at 9 o'clock.
Saturday morning at 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the goal.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
You think you're going to reach that goal?
I think it's very possible to reach that goal. We've been playing pretty high-level volleyball for the last month. It is going to be a big task for sure, and our
100%.
Girls know that. We had that conversation on Monday, about us being a totally different team, and it's all about mindset. If we go in there knowing that we can, volleyball is certainly a game that anybody can be beaten on any given day. We're going to have to play our best game, though.
100%. So, did the all districts come out yet?
No, that won't be released until after the state tournament.
Until after the state tournament?
Yeah, so gotcha. you can drag me in here again.
I'm going to drag you again. I'm going to drag you in here for that again. So, if you had an animal, what would your animal be? What do you think? What's your favorite animal?
I've grown up a dog person. My kid, we currently do not have a dog. We used to have a dog, passed away when my middle one was 3. And we have not been able to. That was the hardest thing I think we've ever gone through. It was almost like losing a family member. Plus, we're so busy. My kids play year-round sports. We are never home. It would not be fair to have an animal. And this is me making my argument to them, too, because I feel like I make this argument weekly because they are dying.
It weekly? They want an animal?
Yes, they want a dog so bad. So bad. But we're not ever home.
Yeah, never home.
No. But we're a lab family. We like labs.
Yeah, like labs?
Yes.
So that was the answer? If you wanted an animal, what would you be?
If I were an animal?
If you were an animal.
Oh. If I were an animal, what would I be? I mean, I'm just going to piggyback off of I would probably be a dog.
You'd be a dog?
Yeah, that's my mentality. I just
dog
want
mentality?
Yeah, I'm a dog. No, I'm just kidding. But really, dogs have a purpose.
Right.
They want to be loved. They want to be around their family. They want to be happy. And when they want something, they know how to go after it. So
100%.
Sure, be a dog.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach Brandi. I was glad talking to you.
Thank you. This was a pleasant surprise for me since interviews are not always my favorite thing to do.
Right. And that was the end of the podcast. If you have any questions, please post it in the comments. Anybody you want to see, post it in the comments. Y'all have a good day.